Hi, this is Mark with Raw Nutrition. In this video I'll be comparing the differences between the World Cuisine spiral vegetable slicer, also known or commonly called the spirooli, and a newer model on the market here, the GEFU SpiralFix. Main differences: this one's horizontal, you use it turning horizontally. This one here is vertical, you push down. The spirooli has been recently redesigned. Really all that's happened is the little shelf on the end has been removed. Makes for a more compact unit. There are a lot of copies, cheap ones, that break very easily on the market. So Paderno World Cuisine has opted to change their design a little bit and probably differentiate themselves from the cheap ones. You'll know if it's cheap when you start using it. If you don't, the regular retail price on this is about $37.95. If you pay about $20, it's going to be worth $5 or $2. Quickly you'll notice that it's very cheap and the parts will start to break. Not much difference when you look at them, but when you start using them you'll see the blades aren't as good, or the cutting, locking mechanisms and all that aren't the same. So definitely spend a couple dollars more, get the Paderno, and you won't regret your purchase. This is our most popular slicer, been around for many years and very much appreciated. SpiralFix offers one extra cut. Here you have 3 different cuts. The SpiralFix has an extra cut, has 4. So you've got the flat spiral cut and then 3 more sizes. So it gives you a little more versatility, and also comes with a collection cup on the bottom, or you can use it and slice right into your salad bowl or cooking dish. The collecting bowl underneath also has a cover for storage. So it's a nice little slicer. Well, I'll compare both. We'll get started and we'll see the differences of each when we start using them. Okay, so here we are with the spirooli. I will wet my surface a little bit since I'm on a wood top here. Try to get some suction to keep this in place. We'll basically compare the use and the sizes that we're going to get from each. Starting off with the flat cut with the spirooli. And the flat cut on the spirooli is 1/8 of an inch, or 3 millimeters. So it's a nice little flat cut. Comparable to the one on the SpiralFix is the same size, 1/8 of an inch. Very easy to use. All you have to do is maintain a little bit of pressure, and then you're done. Always be sure when using the spirooli to push on this lever and not on the turning lever. That's what this one here is for, to push along. Gives you a little more stability to them to try to push and turn at the same time. Pushing and turning could also cause breakage. So always turn and push with your side handle. That was our straight flat cut, 1/8 of an inch. I'll put that here. Handy little storage underneath where you can put your blades when you're done. Keep them out of the way. The next up is the large cut. So it's a same spiral, but it's going to make a larger noodle cut. The large noodle cut on this is 1/8 of an inch. I should say 1/4 of an inch. So it's a pretty large cut. Definitely a larger, thicker noodle. I should say a shred. It's not a noodle, it doesn't have holes down the middle. So there's our large cut. We've got a few little remnants off to the side. And that's our large cut, that is 1/4 of an inch. And we'll go ahead and do a fine shred or a fine noodle cut. This is, again, as I mentioned before, the one I appreciate the most. It does the finest cut, easy to chew, nice to prepare, a nice little dish, like a raw type spaghetti where you put a little homemade raw tomato sauce fresh tomatoes and fresh herbs. So this one is a little easier to chew. It's nice to have the variety. When you have all three, you can make a nice variety for your daily meals. And there we have the fine cut with the spirooli vegetable slicer. And again, the fine cut, as I mentioned, is 1/8 of an inch compared to 1/4 inch here and our 1/8 of an inch spiral cut. So I'll go ahead and put our noodle away, our noodle slicer. Now we've got the SpiralFix. So this one is vertical. You have a little less space inside than you would like here. So you do have to cut your vegetable to fit inside the unit. Other than that, it's very easy to use. I'm going to start off with the one line that's just going to make a flat cut like we did over here with the spirooli. So you just put that, center it in to the pin inside, close up, and then simply push down and start turning. A lot of people like the vertical cut slicers like this, a little easier to use because you can push down instead of pushing sideways. This one is handy. You do have a handle on the side, whereas there's some other ones like the Joyce Chen doesn't have a handle. You can kind of hold the top. But this one with the handle, you can just handle on the side. Again, we've got the handy collection cut, and here's our fine cut with the GEFU. Notice it seems a little thicker, although they both mention 1/8 of an inch. It does look a little bit thicker. Pretty much the same, really. So remember, I didn't talk about our core, but each slicer will leave a core. The spirooli is the one that leaves the most. You have this center core and the end piece. Whereas with the GEFU, all you will have is this end piece here left inside. So a little less waste using the GEFU. I'm going to reinstall my collection cup. And to change to the next cut, you just pull and turn. So this is the number 2 setting. And we'll go ahead and put in our zucchini piece, push up our prongs that hold the vegetable in. This one is a tight fit, and I'm ready to go. Again, the larger the cut, the easier it's going to be to turn. This small noodle is 3 millimeters or 7/64 of an inch, so it gives you a little extra size that's not available with the spirooli. So here's our core, which will always be the same size no matter what you do, and here's our cut. So this one is a spiral cut like this. Instead of being flat, it's making 2 cuts across. This zucchini was not very large, so it's really just making 2 cuts. If you have a larger vegetable of this size, you'll have many cuts across. So basically, when you look at this, it is 2 slices pretty much of that cut. And we've got some leftover pieces on the edge, which is what happens when your vegetable is not very big. So that's our number 2 cut. Go ahead and attach the collection bowl. Turn to the number 3. And this one will be a little thicker, a little thinner, I should say. Again, because these are small width zucchinis, I couldn't find anything larger. You're really not seeing the complete cut that the slicer can do. Just to give you an idea of the thickness that you're getting with each variable cut. There we have it. We have our core again. And here's our cut. A little thinner than our second cut here. And some leftover pieces. These are the edges as it's turning. It's not able to make a spiral because our vegetable wasn't very wide. Now for the last one, I'll do it without the collection bowl, just so you can get an idea. They'll turn right away to the number 4 position, the thinnest cut available with the GEFU. Place my vegetable inside. Right, so you can hold it if you want to hold it over a dish or hold it over a salad bowl. You could simply do that. I find it gives you a little less, a little harder because you're not leaning against anything. You got the bowl down, you can push with all your strength, yet it still works pretty well. Put it right into your dish that way. Again, this one here is the finest. Got a lot of little edges as my zucchini is going around and just hitting the edge of the blades. And again, the same core piece left over inside. So this is the inside of the GEFU in that pin that you've got to center. So obviously the GEFU will be a little more efficient with a wider vegetable. You'll have more noodle, more strands, and not just pieces. There's the spirooli was able to produce more strands with the same width of zucchini. Again, though, there is a loss of the core, which doesn't occur with the GEFU. You just get a piece left over, which is kind of like this. So all in all, both nice units. Harder vegetables, round vegetables will probably work the best in the GEFU. Longer vegetables with the spirooli. Both great slicers that I can recommend and that you can find at RawNutrition.com. Lock that in place. Well, again, this is Mark. Be sure to subscribe to our videos here on YouTube and check us out online.